guys miss is that I one-shot Drizzt.
Yeah.
He's dead.
It was sick.
And Aria Salvatore actually showed up for like, just a brief that there's a new book line starring Diath Woodrow. And I was like, great. We'll talk about royalties later. And
I'm pretty excited about that.
As ghostwriter and manager, I do get 20% of that. So.
okay.
Oh my god.
Can I get executive producer on that, or?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, cool.
Sure, you're in.
The werewolf pack lord, the wolf king Franz Groza, is dead, and the characters smacked him, and Diath took him down finally. And the dark elf is making his way toward the lodge in a non-threatening manner, trudging through the snow.
As non-threatening as a dark elf can be.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'll have my sword out, but I'll have it like kind of placed at my side, so like it's there at the ready, but not like in a threatening or defensive position.
Okay. Are you sort of staying where you are? Because you're not right in front of the lodge or in his way or anything. You're kind of off to the side with the corpse of wolf.
Yeah, I'll stay there and kind of let him approach us so that we can converse. I mean, there's explosions back at the lodge, so I'm probably not the best place to be at the moment.
Yeah, everything's kind of settled down. Things are pretty quiet right now, except for just the sounds of like scratching and rustling inside the lodge. This dark elf just sort of trudges past the corpses of the werewolves that were killed outside, kind of just sort of looks in your direction, gives you a nod, and makes his way straight toward the lodge.
I go with him or follow past him because I have friends in there.
Okay. When you approach him, you can see he just standing with not the bow aimed or anything, just at his side, and he turns to me and says, "It's cold," and goes inside.
I'll look back at Emil and just kind of be like,
and when you look, when he looks,
I'll
at you,
follow with you.
You can see that he's got these sort of very beautiful, sublime, lavender-colored eyes, but piercing. And
he bats them at you.
Oh, he's so perfect.
He's so perfect. You're instantly in love. Yeah. Yes, he goes inside. There doesn't seem to be anything in the tenor of his voice or his posture to suggest that he's a threat to you.
Right.
Chris, you're a tiny bit quiet. I don't know if you can move your mic closer to your mouth.
Oh yeah, sorry, I did move it.
Oh, there we go.
That's better. I did it when I took a drink of water and I forgot to fix it, and I'm sorry, everybody.
Never again.
So yeah, he just says it's cold and goes inside.
As soon as Evelyn catches sight of his pretty lavender eyes, she goes, and the moonlight disappears and she flutters down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Strix, you see this dark figure stride into the lodge. It is an obsidian-skinned elf with shocking sort of wind-blown white hair about shoulder length. You can see that he's wearing kind of, I wouldn't say ratty, but obviously well-worn leather armor and a somewhat tattered green cloak, and he's got a bow in his hand that doesn't have a string. And he's got two scimitars sheathed at his hips, and he just sort of looks around at the carnage in the doorway and watches as you feed this creature, this owlbear. And instantly his posture goes from relaxed to tense. He doesn't do anything specifically, but there seems to be a battle readiness that suddenly falls over him.
So I wouldn't know who Drizzt was. Like, I wouldn't legendary. Like, I wouldn't know of him as a figure.
Yeah, you make a.
So I have pretty good arcana and religion, but I don't have very good.
No, yeah. Just make an intelligence check for me.
All right.
I mean.
13.
Yeah, you would know.
Okay.
This seems to be. This if the legends are true, what you know is that there is this kind of legendary dark elf who walks in the realms, and he's not a stranger to the north, and the descriptions of him, as you've been told, seem to match the figure standing before you.
All right, that was gauging my reaction. If she just thought it was a normal drow, it would have been scream.
Right.
Recognize someone else.
Yeah.
So she'll just like kind of sort of like keep feeding the owlbear and just look at him and be like, ah! Like, please don't hurt the owlbear. Don't hurt the owlbear, Mr. Dritz, sir. Sir, I know you're really powerful, super powerful blood like you. We're all good here. The werewolves outside, those are my friends. I mean, not the bad ones, not the bad ones.
Okay, the rest of you can kind of hear Strix screaming inside the lodge.
Right, so things are about normal.
Yeah.
I transition out of werewolf form,
Okay.
pat my hair, and run over to comfort Strix.
Okay.
And
Yes.
I brush past him and say, "Pardon me, sir," and then I go over and like administer to Strix.
Okay. All of you can now see that the owlbear is present and not tied up and seems to be at Strix's side. In fact, by now, it's sort of parked its butt on the dirt floor and it's just being fed waffle scraps.
It's on its back with one hand in the air.
Foot kicking. I'm like, I knew he was gonna love you. Look how much you've already bonded. Can I pet him? Is that okay?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that he's gonna maul us once we run out of waffles. So I'm just still feeding him because
Zog, make more waffles, quick!
I'm just scared, and she's gonna keep feeding him.
Okay.
All right. Dieth will ignore that current
Yes.
instead deal with the other one.
Uh-huh.
I'll approach Drizzt,
Yeah.
this dark elf, and say, you have my thanks and those of my allies, but I also know there is nothing you do that is without purpose. What brings you here? Yeah.
He says, I'm looking for someone. He says, and then he kind of looks around the lodge and he says, and I could also use a fire. You mind if I start one?
We can gladly assist you with that. Strix?
Ah!
Just
As he gives the owlbear a wide berth, and he sort of sets the bow down on the ground not too far from the fireplace and starts to gather up some of the logs and stuff and put them back in. And he says, as he's doing that, just talking to you casually, Dieth, he says, I'm looking for a dwarf war hero, Jasper Dimmerchasm.
I'm sorry, what was the name?
Jasper Dimmerchasm.
Jasper Dimmerchasm. I'll look over at Zog and say, is that name familiar to you?
Not familiar to me, but just a dwarf, a friend.
Oh, thank God.
And Dritz says, he was lost on patrol.
Well, we certainly excel at helping find lost people. And I curtsy. I've never met him before, right? Do I know who he is?
think it matters.
You might, if you want to, you can make an intelligence check.
Intelligence.
You are a Faerunian native, after all.
17?
Yes, you've heard of him. What you know about him is that he is, unlike his evil kin, sort of gifted with a good soul and has done good things. And with your 17, you know that he often travels in the company of friends, among them dwarves and others who have done good deeds up and down the Sword Coast and as far east as the Silver Marches.
I curtsy, like my best show of etiquette, and I say, I am Evelyn Avalona Helvig Marthena. I'm so pleased to make your acquaintance. I have heard tell of your marvelous good deeds, and you shine such a bright light in this land.
The pleasure's all mine, milady.
Stop.
Strix is gonna pretend to barf. Oh, sorry.
You just bring such beauty, and you know, it's about preserving the light, and I know that you do that.
At this time, he's sort of sitting on the ground and dumping snow out of his boots.
I help him build a fire. I start
Okay.
to do that.
He'll set the boots down kind of by the fire so that they'll heat up and dry out.
I'm sad to say that we've not come across anyone named Jasper. We haven't been in these lands too long ourselves. Emil, I know you weren't here much either, but did you happen to see any kind of sign or trackings or anything that could lead to another person?
I saw no one. I could perhaps track by scent if you had something with you. but I believe my wife and I's job here is done. I have repaid my debt.
But
Hey,
we'd sure like having you around.
yeah, and also if you do leave, don't tell anyone we have, the scary doll thing.
Your secrets are safe with us. We'll probably return, see if we can gather the wolf pack back together, keep them calm in our lands.
If anyone asks, you defeated me in combat.
Done.
Oh, I'm super dead. I'm super dead.
I would be-
Therefore, you are now the elf leader. Is that how it works? I don't know your wolf culture.
He actually walks over to you and just kind of like takes a piece of your coat and tears it off.
Sure.
I will bring this back as proof that you all have been slain.
Thank you.
I mean, it's not a lie if you think figuratively. I mean, like our role and the whole thing was over, so our role was slain. So now, and she just kind of tries to rationalize how like that lie isn't a bad thing for you.
All right. We were on our way to the Citadel as we seeked another person by the name of Harnath. And I don't know much about the Citadel, but is it possible that Jasper could have ventured to a location such as this?
Drizzt will say that he'll say, yeah, Jasper's from Citadel Adbar.
All right. That seems like a good place to start looking.
He says, the Dimachasm family. They were instrumental in the dwarves fending off the attacks of orcs and giants. Harnath awarded Jasper and some of his brothers and sisters for their dedication during the war. And Jasper was in charge of a patrol that's disappeared. I'm trying to help him find it.
Oh, so you're trying to find the patrol, not necessarily Jasper himself.
Well, yeah.
Uh,
He says, what are you doing up in the mountains? You must be adventurous. Nobody else would travel with an owlbear.
I mean,
And he also
He's
says,
a new addition.
he says, there are giants and orcs and barbarians and dragons up here.
Chris, the chat demands that I verify what amount of clothes we who have changed back from werewolves are wearing.
Oh, naked. We're both naked.
We were half werewolf form,
Yes.
so we were like humanoid.
Right,
so I don't
yes.
think we ever took our clothes off.
No, you didn't peel your clothes off, so they're you've still got them on. Some of them might be
It's
little
like the
ill-fitting.
tattered Hulk
Yeah.
pants. Right?
Yeah, you probably busted a few seams here and there, but they're still mostly intact.
Sorry, chat, not this time.
stop your fan art now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diaz not flashing his junk to Drizzt right now.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. So Paulton is going to stumble into the room at this point. No, I have not been there, and I have been outside, wine in hand, kind of
Yes.
stumbling. Murderbot's with me.
Yes, Murderbot is with you.
I look in. I just kind of look around. I assess the room. I see Drizzt.
I like to think he just said all that out loud.
Yes, he did. He totally did.
Boy, am I- Who's the edgelord?
This
one?
is Drizzt.
Are you talking about Dieth or the Dark Elf?
No, Strix is right there. I'm talking about this guy.
Hey, that's really mean.
That is Strix, right?
Murderbot will go over to Drizzt.
Murderbot. Size him up. See what he's made of.
I introduce him kindly. I'm like, Murderbot, this is Drizzt. Drizzt, this is Murderbot. Drizzt is a well-known adventurer. He's very kind, and he also has beautiful eyes.
Murderbot would just sort of stand there and look at Drizzt blankly. Drizzt will say, "Hey there, little guy."
Also, he's a friend. No hurting him.
I also look into Drift's eyes. I'm like, oh, they are pretty.
I know, right?
Oh.
And Murderbot will do like the little detachable thumb trick.
Wait, does he actually take
That's
his thumb off?
creepy. Yeah, it just pops off.
No, he does. He actually just does the trick. He doesn't take his actual thumb off.
Oh.
And yeah, Dritz just sort of gives him a look. And then you see Dritz pull off one of his wool socks. And he kind of looks at it, and there's a big hole in the heel, and he just says, "Great." And then he starts rifling around in Zog's big backpack of miscellaneous stuff, and then kind of looks at Zog and his footless stumps and says, "I guess you don't have any extra socks in here."
Like, well, maybe some pelt
Poor
would help
Zog.
with that. We've got like a bear owl, maybe.
Colton!
What? He's
You
not
can't
helping.
kill my friend.
Not with
That-
that attitude. Shit.
That is Strix's mount. You leave it alone.
I can fix the angry elf sock if he needs it fixed.
He'll hand it to you.
All right, I'll like sit down next to my owlbear and fix his dumb, smelly sock.
It really makes me happy that you're now calling it your owlbear.
All right. So last I believe, we had a pretty bad snowstorm coming. Yeah.
It blew over in the night
Okay. It was over
and,
the night.
and left a pile of snow, so it's passed. It's gone. Dritz will tell you it's gone east.
You were asking why we were here. It's no big deal, but we just kind of freed Barovia. We're just coming down off that. And we're, headed home, but we just kind of encountered some little snags here and there. But
Oh, we're also being hunted by pretty much everyone who's bad in Barovia for this doll. I'll just hold it up and flap it around while still sewing his sock.
Okay. He says, "I don't know where Barovia is."
Good.
No one really
You
does.
don't need to know. You know what? Just forget we even said that. She'll start crying.
All right. Yeah, you spend a few minutes stitching his sock. It doesn't take you very long to do, Strix. You got your spool of thread and your needle, and you do it all up.
Yeah, and I hand it to him and I go, I stitched a little skull on there for you.
He looks at it, kind of nods, says thanks.
You're welcome.
So edgy. I love it.
Shut up, Paulton!
And he'll let his socks dry out by the fire.
Well, I don't know how much we'll be able to assist you in your hunt for Jasper, but we're on our
Says-
way to the Citadel, and should you desire, we can go together. Zog is coming with us.
Also, I need to rest before I can turn everyone back into not werewolves. Sorry.
Yeah. Also, I was going to say, should you desire, we could try to head out immediately. Though, if possible, I think we could all just take a breather and perhaps get some sleep after everything we had to deal with today.
Preferably a long one.
Dritz says, "I appreciate the offer, but I like to work alone."
I mean, does anyone truly like to work alone? And are any of us alone in the holy light of Lathander, who is with
There
us
we go.
always?
Here, then. Okay.
He says, "And if I find Jasper, I'll make sure he gets back to the Citadel, and then I'm going to go back home to my home in Longsaddle."
Long saddle sounds nice.
It would.
Jesus Christ. Should we find any sign of Jasper ourselves, we'll find a way to get it to you.
Yeah, do you have like a calling card or like, I don't know, like a flare or...
Raven or whatever we can to get it to you. We'll try our best.
You got a Skype or something, man? I don't know.
He says, "No, I don't. If you find him, just make sure he gets back to the Citadel. I'm sure I'll hear about it."
That we can do. That's the least we can do for everything that you just saved us from.
He says, "No problem. I like hunting werewolves."
Yeah, it's a good time.
Oh yeah,
Malik
we're-
and I just kind of nervously look at each other.
Yeah.
Wait. Didn't we do that?
Paul,
Right.
you're drunk.
I don't see how that's relevant.
When Dritz says he likes hunting werewolves, Emil, you see he's looking right at you.
Yeah. And Zalik and I kind of exchange a nervous glance at each other. Well, it's about time we got going.
So soon.
Our job here is done. My debt is repaid. We need to return home and restore order amongst the pack.
Certainly, and your travels back will be safe. You know the way.
Yes. Safe.
He'll be
and
fine.
hopefully quiet.
He's got a good nose.
Hey, do you
That's
guys think that we should give the guy who can kill all these, maybe this scary doll thing, maybe we should just give it to him?
If
Give
you
it-
wish,
Wait, what?
we will protect it.
No, not you. You're gonna take it back to Barovia. That's not where this is going. I mean, give it to the dark elf, the one who's super powerful.
Probably wise.
I mean, we've only known him for a few minutes, but I feel like he's
know who
super
he is.
trustworthy.
We know who he is.
Well, I mean,
Did you get this to Waterdeep? I'm just gonna hold it out in front of him and say maybe to someone important who.
You see, he's picking a thistle out of his hair when you're just sort of talking, and he turns to you and he says, "You want me to take your dolly?"
yeah,
You know what? You know what? No, I don't. And I did.
Hey, man, that thing's
a lot of work
important.
on your sock, and I'm very offended now. And she's just gonna go back to. I'll keep it.
I whisper,
yeah.
it's kind of endowed with the soul of an evil vampire lord who we trapped inside it. It's the whole thing.
He says, "Well, if you like, I can have it locked up in the vaults of Gauntlgrim."
that sounds perfect.
That would be great.
What's a gruntle?
Do you think?
What?
So,
He says, "Gauntlgrim, it's a dwarven kingdom."
Oh, wait. So, are the castles smaller too? Is everything proportioned?
Okay, Paulton, that's racist.
Well, these are genuine questions.
You're also the one that assumed all dwarves knew each other, so I'm not sure you have.
No, it's because they're both from
stand.
Citadel.
Yeah. Wait, do they?
You see Dritz sort of hold out a hand, give him some of the drink you got there.
Paulton, do it.
What? No, I missed that. Let's say that again.
Oh, Dritz sort of reaches out his hand to take your wine flask. He wants a drink.
Oh. They're I can get down with this guy.
All right, yeah. He'll take a swig and then hand it back to you, and he'll start telling you about the dwarven kingdoms like Gauntlgrim. The truly old ones are vast underground complexes with soaring ceilings and beautiful decor, amazing stonecraft.
As Paulton walks over, as soon as he's in the conversation circle, I link arms with him and lean on his shoulder and keep listening to Dritz.
Yeah, you're like, ah.
Yeah, isn't this
And then-
great? We're all
yeah.
here together.
And Zog is like that too. He's got his little leg stumps crossed, and he's just got his hands on his beardy chin, and he starts listening to Dritz.
But I
And,
have my arm linked with Paulton and I'm leaning on Paulton's shoulder.
And,
So
Dritz,
I'm
and Dritz is like, the most amazing thing in Gauntlgrim is it's got this incredible forge. And this forge is powered by a fire elemental called Megara, the Dawn Titan. And the types of weapons and armor that they can make there are just incredible because of the heat of this forge. This thing is bound on the mountain. One time, Megara escaped and it caused a volcanic eruption.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
I need one of those.
sure do. All right.
A fire elemental or a forge?
A fire. It is a forge with a fire elemental trapped
No,
inside.
I'm wondering which one she wants.
Oh,
I mean, both, please.
yeah.
All right.
Dix
Well,
is gonna ask Dio, should we give him the doll?
if you could bring it to Grundlegrim, that might be probably one of the safest places for it. And perhaps one of the least likely places that anyone would go for hunt for it. If people from Barovia came
If we get it away from us, that means that even if they don't know where it is, which I think might be our best bet.
right, and even if we are found, at least the straw doll will be away from us. I do believe it's our best bet.
All right.
He also tells you that the dwarves of Gauntlgrim have experience dealing with vampires. For a while, Gauntlgrim was haunted by a dwarf vampire named Thibildorf Puent.
Ooh.
All right. The only instruction that they need to know is that it should not be destroyed in any way. Only,
Nope.
And don't give it to vampires.
and also, don't go give it to anyone.
I
Yeah,
understand.
we'll try and explain it the best we can how dangerous it is and
Okay.
where it came from, what we went through, all the horrible things, and how this guy is just pretty evil. Strix will make wide gestures of try and communicate this.
I asked Strix, Is there any like tracking spell you could put on it, or like some sort of seal, or like it could let us know if someone messes with it or anything?
No, Evelyn. You honestly think I have all these crazy magic, and all I can do is blow things up?
While this
Well,
is going
I think
on,
you're great at it.
while this is going on, Emil, you and Zulika have slipped outside into the cold.
Yeah.
Bye.
This is sort of the first chance you two have had, at least to be alone, away from the maddening crowd.
Limping and wounded.
Yeah.
Got tired of our bickering.
I meant to doggy kiss them goodbye.
I was going to
Wow.
get you to heal him a little bit.
You were so enthralled by Drist, you didn't even.
Yeah, I forgot.
Wait, it wasn't going to happen.
So Zulika says, the two of us should be able to manage the rest of the pack now that they are gone, now that Franz is dealt with.
Agreed. And we shall restore order and fairness.
Yay.
And,
And then I guess we walk off into the night.
she'll, since the snow is a bit of a chore, she'll assume wolf form, or sort
I'm
of
with her.
hybrid form, and have her satchel, basically. All right. And then the two of you go running off into the cold.
Awesome. Perfect.
All right. And back in the lodge, the time passes as you regale Dritz with tales of your harrowing exploits in Barovia. He is intrigued by this dark land from whence you came, and sincerely tells you that he will ensure that the puppet is locked away in a safe place deep inside Gauntlgrim, far from the hands of evil.
That's the best we can do, I guess.
And frankly, I believe him.
If we were gonna give it to anyone, seems like Drist would be the one.
He will also tell you that other patrols have been sent to look for Jasper's missing patrol, so you might encounter one or more of them as you make your way south eastward towards Citadel Adbar.
Right. Okay. And then we can let them know
Yeah.
what's up. Okay, cool.
Dritz, do you mind just like hanging around while we just, rest? And because our friends, I'm not, but these guys might be affected by a curse. Maybe you could just help with that before you leave.
Yeah, I don't need sleep, so I can stand watch.
Oh, it's cool,
You're
man.
So sweet.
Of course you don't need sleep.
So cool.
Roll her eyes.
So edgy.
All right.
everyone,
Yeah.
tie yourselves up.
Once his socks have dried off and they're nice and toasty warm, he'll put them back on his feet and slip on his boots, and he'll keep watch while you guys rest up. You sort of make beds out of straw for yourselves like you did the night before. Strix, you've got your nice warm owlbear
Yay!
to sleep up against.
I love you, Owlbear.
Are you gonna share owlbear with anybody?
I mean, if they want to.
I'm good.
Okay.
Evelyn wants to.
Oh no, she won't share with Evelyn. She'll
Dang it!
Oh,
I caught
mean.
it for you.
mean.
Okay, it smells bad.
No.
She just knew what the answer would be.
Okay. Assuming you just rest for the rest of the day and night, it passes uneventfully, and morning comes.
Oh, that's good.
Yay.
Strix
I
help.
feel so long rested.
Strix help.
Okay, I'll cast remove curse on Dia first, who's
Okay.
complaining.
All right. Dieth, the
Yes.
lycanthropic curse is gone, erased from you.
And then Paulton.
Okay. And Paulton.
Aw.
I mean, you don't have to
Evelyn.
read from everybody. Not right away.
Evelyn.
Okay.
Evelyn, prove to me that you could control it.
I've been controlling it.
You almost ate a baby.
I didn't almost eat a baby. We thought that I ate a baby. There's a big difference.
Already cast it.
All right.
Oh,
All right. No more werewolves in the
for
party.
the greater good.
For the greater good.
Don't worry, I'm sure you'll get to be one again.
Yeah, it served its purpose.
Yep.
Until then, our strength is our own.
Woo.
And Lathander shines down upon us with great strength, all our own,
yeah, he does
indeed.
that too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll reluctantly hand over Mr. Shambleface to Dritz
Okay.
and say, please don't destroy it. I really don't want to have to go through that again.
He says, trust me. I'll
Any
take
port in a storm.
All right.
All right. In the morning, you can see that Dritz has bundled up Mr. Shambleface along with some food that Zog gave him. You can also see one other thing that he does in the early morning is he kind of, after you guys have all woken up and are kind of getting your shit together, he goes out and returns about 30 minutes later with a brace of dead rabbits. And
Ah, cool.
he'll cook those up for you.
Nice.
How does my owl bear react to that?
Oh, your owlbear is very, very curious and kind of galumphing around, sort of banging Dritz and like trying to get at them, and Dritz is like just pushing him away with his hand.
I'm like,
Rawr.
Cooking them up.
no,
And
come
he'll
here.
he'll sort of throw the fatty bits to the owlbear to scoop up off the floor and
Oh, good.
things like that. And then using Zog's plates, Dritz will just sort of put out breakfast for all of you on the table.
Yay. Oh my God, rabbit? That sounds delicious.
Yep. Yeah, and it tastes good too.
Yeah, it's just, haven't really.
I can't remember if Evelyn was supposed to be a vegetarian. I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, since being a werewolf, probably not.
Right.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
I think she was a vegetarian until she became a werewolf for the first time, and now she's just like,
Dritz will tell you that one of the first people he met when he came to the surface taught him a lot about wilderness survival and actually told him how to make a good, healthy breakfast. So,
oh yeah.
It's just like,
There you
I
go.
read that story. I mean, yeah.
I mean, tell me more.
A good, healthy breakfast of rabbit.
Mhm.
Yep. You've noticed over the course of the night and the morning that he does, among other things, travel with some very nice weaponry. His magical bow, the 2 magical scimitars. They're very eye-catching.
Hey, Dritz, didn't you have a panther?
He sort of gives you a look, like we don't talk about everything here.
Aw.
But he gives you a look, and then there's a little vaguest hint of a smile, like he is not going to tell you anything about that.
I have a horse. Poof, I summon Morning Glory.
It was so sudden.
Yeah.
Just like a horse
Yeah.
all of a sudden.
Dritz says, I had a unicorn.
A
I loaned it to some other adventurers.
unicorn?
Well, they just sound like butts.
Right.
Can I see it
Yeah, they're kind of the worst.
Not even real. I don't know what you're talking about. Right,
I-
Murderbot?
Murderbot will just kind of nod.
Yeah, you're real. You know what's up.
And then he turns to everybody else and just kind of shakes his head.
someday? I tell Morning Glory to babysit Hootie McHootface and teach him how to be a good friend.
Okay.
Great.
The horse
She-
is teaching the owlbear how to
Yeah.
be a friend.
She
Okay.
understands my commands. It's a
Uh-huh.
real thing.
Yeah, okay. I get it.
Understanding does not mean capable of doing.
She'll try her hardest though.
Hootie's not the brightest owlbear. I
okay,
just want to
she'll
tell
try.
you. Okay.
Aw.
It's like that blind dog that has another dog that's its friend and it teaches
Yeah.
it things. It's like that.
Yeah.
Owls actually aren't that smart in real life either. It's all right.
Yeah. Hootie and his int of 3 struggles to learn the teachings of the magical horse.
It's all right, Hootie. Trix is gonna use one of her old like cloak or rags on her to help like make a little a little bandana harness on the back of him so that she can ride
Yeah.
him.
I'm like, look, they're best friends just like we're best friends, Strix.
She's like,
Yep.
Hootie, don't listen to her. She's barmy. She's hit in the head. She'll just rattle her bone box any day, all day, all the time. It's terrible.
I say to Morning Glory, she just acts like that. We both know that she loves us. It's okay.
Yeah. Dritz warns you that it's going to be a long trek for you guys to Citadel Abar. Once you get out of the woods, it's pretty much just cold, snowy hills for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. There are old dwarven mining roads that have survived over time, but they're going to be buried under the snow, and you won't be able to find them. So
Right.
hopefully Zog knows, hills as landmarks and can lead you there safely.
Is he able to give us an estimate of how many days travel away it could potentially be?
Yeah, he's thinking it could be, assuming you don't get lost, it could take you about 20 days.
20 days.
Cool.
Holy crap. Okay.
And food is pretty scarce out there in the hills this time of year. So
Yeah.
if you have a good hunter, that's probably good.
I mean, I can cast fireball and burn everything. Does that
Well,
work?
Zog's already kind of proven himself a little bit that way.
Yeah, you have the Waffle Hut as a temperature-controlled living environment outdoors, so you're not too worried about that. But food could be an issue.
Right.
Anything else you can teach us, Dritz, before we walk to our certain frozen doom?
He says, yeah, there's been some sort of activity out in the glaciers. It's driven one of the white dragons farther south.
Oh, we
Right.
saw that white dragon. Is there anything we should know about white dragons?
He says, you'll want to avoid them. They're stupid, but they're always hungry. And they can't be reasoned with and negotiated with. You just got to kill them.
Oh, okay. We'll just do that then if we see one.
He says, but whatever can drive a dragon out of its lair, it's got to be pretty badass.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, indeed.
It's cool.
At least as, or not very close to as badass as us.
Clearly.
Yeah.
I actually like look at Driss as he says, he's kind of, yeah.
He says, well, I gotta go.
So
Nice.
soon?
He'll put a hand on your shoulder, Evelyn, and he says, give a blessing to my Leaky. She'll help guide you through the forest.
My leaky. Okay. Like he has his hand and she's going like this, like,
Yeah.
and then
Before-
as he pulls away, she's like,
Before he leaves, I'm going to put a hand on his shoulder
Uh-huh.
and be like,
Yeah, he's about 5'5", so he's not a big guy.
okay,
You
so on the top of his head,
Yeah. He doesn't let you do that.
back to the shoulder. Like, I just want you to know, I was very drunk last night, and if we met, I don't remember it. Who are you?
He says, I'm Dritz de Worden.
Cool. All right, see you later, man.
also, who's my leaky?
Oh God.
Like,
He's,
maybe you want to stay a few more minutes.
no.
Okay, that's fair.
Safe travels.
May the
All right.
morning lord be with you.
Sure.
Goodbye, sir.
All right, and he disappears out the door with his satchel, his bundle.
Bye, Edgelord.
Oh, we fooled him, didn't we?
We're
Wait,
just
what?
We're just
He took
fortunate.
the doll. We're free.
All right,
Probably
and
the best way that we can handle that. For now.
and that's where we'll wrap for this evening.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Hey.
Excellent.
Got rid of the doll.
Got rid of the doll. Mr. Shambleface is now Drist's problem.
Yep.
Emil is alive.
Yeah.
Emil
Shockingly.
survived.
The guy is alive.
Yeah, he's the first NPC. You're the first to survive.
Twice, right?
Twice.
Yeah. I survived it. Well, 3 times technically. But
That's
yeah.
right. That's right.
Yes. Thank you, Aram, for joining us.
Yeah.
My pleasure, as always.
Yep. A couple announcements on my end, and then if you guys have any announcements, let's get those out too. First of all, PAX South, just wrapped up last weekend. If you didn't get a chance to see the Acquisitions Inc. live game, you can. It is on twitch.tv/PAX. So check it out. A lot of fun was had, and some pants were lost in that adventure. Winter Fantasy starts tomorrow in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Chris Lindsay, one of our WotC staffers, is out there. He'll be running D&D Adventures League sessions, and we are debuting a brand new D&D Adventures League Epic
Awesome.
play. So, and last announcement, Tales from the Yawning Portal is our next big D&D release. It comes out March 24th in local game stores, and then later, April 4th, everywhere else.
Yeah.
So, want to get it early?
Cool.
Go to your neighborhood game store. Don't mind waiting later and get it on Amazon. You'll get it on April 4th. So, there's that. Anything on your guys' end?
Season 3 of God's Fall starts March 1st. So
Outstanding.
if you haven't listened yet, you have time to catch up.
Sick. This past Saturday, I played the first part of a 2-part series with Curtis Weeb, the creator of Rat Queens. We played 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons as the Rat Queens with him as the DM. It was super fun, and that's on
So
youtube.com.
awesome.
Yeah, it was really fun.
So awesome.
I played Violet, which was really fun. And that first part is on youtube.com/misclicks, as well as on the Misclicks channel here on Twitch. And then on Saturday, we are playing the second part, which will be starting at 5 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/misclicks. So don't miss it.
This coming weekend, I will be at the SoCal Retro Gaming Expo in Ontario, California. So if you're going to be at that or want to come on up to that, feel free to come on by, say hi. I'll probably just be chilling at a table with my magic decks ready in case you want to throw down or talk D&D or whatever. And then if you haven't yet and you want to register for it, you can use the promo code ProJared and save 10%.
Nice.
Nice.
And
Nice.
then for me, just announced this isn't until March, but there's a short deadline on it. But me and some musician friends, we're playing a couple shows in California. March
Ooh.
11th, we're playing House of Blues San Diego. And then March 12th, the next day, we're playing Terragram Ballroom in Los Angeles. Tickets go on sale Friday, and they might sell out. So if you want to get a head start on those links, they're all over my Twitter and stuff like that. So if you want more details on that, then go for it.
Sick.
And I'll be
Excellent.
at I'll be at Emerald City Comic Con coming up. So if you guys are going to be there, I'm going to be at Emerald City Comic Con.
Oh, okay. I will
Cool.
probably see you there at some point. I'm not doing anything official at Emerald City, but I'm going to drop in as a guest and I'm going to definitely be participating in the World Builders charity.
That's what I'm doing.
Cool.
Yeah, all right.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to be there too. So I
Excellent.
think I'm actually going to be DMing a table. So
Outstanding.
Oh, awesome.
but Chris is too. You should definitely go with Chris instead of me because mine's
No.
But yeah, so I'm going to be at that, and then on the 11th, I am doing an art market here in Los Angeles at Kindness and Mischief Coffee. So if you want to come and hang out, and there's going to be a bunch of artists there, so if you want to come see that, it's going to be real fun, and it's also a really cute coffee shop, so you should come and check it out. So
Cool.
that's all
All
mine.
right.
Also, I'm playing my 2nd edition campaign right after this on Misclicks. If you want to come hang out.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Lots going on apparently, and we'll see all of you next week on the ongoing adventures of the Waffle Crew in Dice Camera Action.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
Good
me.
night, everybody. Bye.